they can't forget. They hold on to and go back to. Your mind's on the Carolina coast, still burning in my mind like a red sunset. Chasing embers till September, what I remember most. Bottle rockets in the sky, bare feet in the sand, bonfire in her eyes, cold beer in a can.
Check.
Moonlight on the waves, her kiss in the dark, the smile on her face when she'd make me break out of my guitar and play. I can still feel her fingers wrapped up in mine, can still hear her laughing, see her dancing. You're making more than that sundress spent. Who says you can't go back in time? Yeah, when that song, it comes on, I'm on rewind and I'm 17 again. Bottle rockets in the sky, bare feet in the sand, bonfire in her eyes, cold beer in a can. Moonlight on the waves, her kiss in the dark, the smile on her face when she'd make me break out of my guitar and play. Want you to hold my hand. Oh, I got a hand for you. Yeah, I got a hand for you. I wanna run with you. Wanna run with you. Bottle rockets in the sky, bare feet in the sand, bonfire in her eyes, cold beer in a can. Moonlight on the waves, her kiss in the dark, the smile on her face when she'd make me break out of my guitar and play. I want you to hold my hand. I'll take you to the promised land. Maybe we can't change the world, but I wanna love you the best that I can. Bottle rockets in the sky, the best that I can. Bare feet in the sand, oh, the best that I can. Bonfire in her eyes, I wanna love you the best that I can.
I came to dance, 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 dance. I hit the floor cause that's my plans, 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 plans. I'm wearing all my favorite brands, 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 brands. Give me some space for both my hands, 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 hands. You, cause it goes on and on and on. And it goes on and on and on. Yeah, I throw my hands up in the air sometimes, saying, ayo, gotta let go. I wanna celebrate and live my life, saying, ayo, baby, let's go.
2012. Crushers, let's go. Triple A, we coming fast. No slow. Step on the ice, yeah, we ready to go. Rider in net, shut it down like whoa. Brian right behind, double lock on the goal. No pucks getting through, yeah, they in full control. Parker on the rush, got speed in his stride. Xavier Snipes, top shelf, no place to hide. Owen and Luke hold the blue line tight. Sebastian Reed plays, lays big hits. That's right. Crushers in the crowd, roar loud. Triple A squad, yeah, we make them proud. From the crease to the boards, every shift we bring heat. 2012 team, yeah, we don't know defeat. Crushers in the crowd, roar loud. Triple A squad, yeah, we make them proud. From the crease to the boards, every shift we bring heat. 2012 team, yeah, we don't know defeat. Yeah. Devin and Daniel, yeah, they locking it down. Rowan step up, lay a hit, wear the crown. Fin flying wings, got hands so quick. Dre in the slot, goal light flick. Easton and Cole, yeah, they finished the play. Connor bring energy every single day. Michael and Riker push the pace so fast. Alex and Landon blow right past. Saran on the forecheck, never gonna quit. Whole team grinding, every shift legit. From the bench to the ice, yeah, we all unite. Crushers 2012, yeah, we built to fight. Crushers in the crowd, roar loud. Triple A squad, yeah, we make them proud. From the crease to the boards, every shift we bring heat. 2012 team, yeah, we don't know defeat. Crushers in the crowd, roar loud. Triple A squad, yeah, we make them proud. From the crease to the boards, every shift we bring heat. 2012 team, yeah, we don't know defeat. Yeah, Crushers take the win. Drop the puck, let the game begin. 2012, remember the name. Triple A Canada, Crushers run the game.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Don Hartmann Arena, Northeast Sports Plex here in Calgary, Alberta. This is the semifinal in the 2026 Stampede Challenge. Teams just finishing their warm-ups. On the ice today, you're going to have the Chargers taking on the Canada Crushers. Big shout out to Signing It On for setting up that intro sequence. Always gets us pumped up, ready for some Crusher action. Actually, oh, yeah, officials are on the ice. Just getting last words. Looks like Pat Gray already is trying to get their ear. Chargers coming into this game undefeated in the tournament. They go 4-0 in the round robin, and they match up against the 2-2 Canada Crushers. Crushers have been having a little bit of trouble putting full games together. We're able to get two maybe strong periods out of them. Let's look for all three in this morning game. It's going to take it to beat the Crushers, our Chargers. Either way, both these teams will have a second game this afternoon. One would be at 2:45. That would be the bronze medal match. And then the gold medal match will be 3 o'clock. Both games from Seven Chiefs. Boys, just putting the pucks in the buckets. Should be going any moment. Or just in a moment. It was certainly an early morning for all these parents here. I'm guessing about 25% of us have a coffee in our hands. Me included. Both sides of parents look pretty reserved. Not quite awake yet. If you saw pictures on Team Snap, you saw that Pat Gray shoveled out some dough and bought 300 chicken nuggets to serve to the team after their win last night. We went to McDonald's in probably the sketchiest part of Calgary I've ever been to. But we took over the restaurant, laid out 300 nuggets in front of the boys, and let them feast. See if it carries over today. Don't want any chickens. We want Warriors today. Chargers going to move that right away. There's a shot right on to Lee. Lee will take that. And we get our first stop of the game, 6 seconds into the first period. Face off, far side in the Crusher zone. Crushers win it. Gray with it, takes that in the corner. Tries to put it up the boards, looking for James. Bounces off of James over to DeWalt. He gets that up to Haynes. Haynes chips that into the Chargers zone. Chargers move that back, right back to Utley in the Crusher zone. Utley throws that to the far side. Chargers jump on it. Pass over to the near side. Number 21 coming in for it. Gets that into the Crusher zone, but it's taken away by Haynes. Haynes, far side for James. Centering pass for DeWalt. DeWalt chips that in, goes to Chase. Comes up against number 4, Siemens. Correct, Chargers get that right back. Heading it up the ice, number 21, Kadrina. Trying to take that towards the net. That's broken up neatly by Lidovchenko. He stretches it down to Stoika. Stoika looking for Black. That's off the back of his skate. Chargers moving that up the ice. Here they come, 3-on-1 back the other way. There's a shot. Lee with the save. Shuts it down. Comes out in front. Oh, and that is going to end up in the back of the net. Comes out in the slot. And number 19, that would be Rhett Davis, will open up the scoring for the Chargers with 13:53 left in the first period. Didn't take too long for the Chargers to get it going. Crushers didn't get a shot on net even yet. Chargers better find their legs quick here. They're already down 1-0. Crushers better find their legs. Down 1-0 against the Chargers. Very early in the first period. Chargers take that in their own zone. Sherry dumps that into the Crusher zone. Picked up by Jean-Luc Gagnon. Off the boards. Peterson Shaw chips that up. It's going to come up the left wing and into the Chargers zone. Trying to drag it down deep. Throws that in front. That's knocked down. Comes back to Treen. Treen's shot. And that is tipped over to the far corner. Chargers move that out to center. And then dump it into the Crusher zone. Right on to Lee. He makes the stop. Jean-Luc Gagnon picks it up. Tries to move it up to Seaman. That is knocked down in the zone. Jean-Luc Gagnon, though, second effort, gets it out to the neutral zone. Put back in by number 15, Lamotte. Taylor with it. 2, come on to him. Puck taken away. Lee with the big save. Followed up by number 2, and Lee with another save. Taylor with it. Trying to send that to the far side. Tureen tries to put that out in front. That is knocked down by the Chargers. It's put below the goal line in the Crusher zone. Taylor engages with the number 5. Goes to the far side. Held in at the point. Followed up. And it comes out to center. Chargers going to dump that right back into the Crusher zone. Jean-Luc Gagnon picks it up. Down low for Taylor. Taylor has the puck stolen away by the Chargers. Handled by number 2, Boyd. Sends that down low into the slot. That comes over to the near side. Number 10 with a shot. Lee with the save. Picked up by DeWalt. Far side looking for Cox. That's going to be knocked down by number 5, Recursh. He comes right back in. Lee with the save here. And we'll get a stop with 12:05 to go in the first period. Shots on goal, 7-0 for the Chargers. They're up 1-0 as we take the draw far side in the Crusher zone. Chargers come away with the puck. It's put down low behind the net, right in front. Here's another chance. That is over the net by number 17. They're going to feed that twice in the first game. One of them scored this first period. One of them scored. One of them did not. Chargers moving the puck well. Chargers Get that out to center. Gray tips that back in, but Chargers keep on marching. Coming over the near side, number 19. 9, pardon me. Sends that out in front, number 17. That is broken up by James. Chargers get it back. Can't get the shot off. Put down low by Haynes. Number 9 intercepts that for the Chargers. 21 keeps that in the zone. Comes over the near side. That's wide of the mark. Lee saw enough of it as it comes off the boards. He's going to put the glove off of that. And we're going to stop with 11:13 left in the first period. Face-off will be on the near side in the Crusher zone. Chargers win it. Put it back to the point. Directed towards the net. Shot goes wide. Coming from the slot. Utley with it. Over to Black. Black flips that out to center. Knocked down by the Chargers. Chipped forward by Stoika. Put up the near side. Chargers going to dump that into the Crusher zone. Utley back to play it. Puts it harder on the boards. 3 keeps that in on the far side. That's going to end up out of play. We'll have a face-off in the Crusher zone with 10:48 to go in the first period. Chargers up 1-0. Crushers win that draw. Send it to the far side. 19 steals that back. That was Davis putting it down low. Ledovchenko for the Crushers puts that out to center. Chip back to the far side. Number 22 coming in against Utley. Drop back for number 20. There's a shot. Lee with the save. Rebound. Bounces over to the near boards. Stoika with it. His centering pass over to Black. Black gets that out to center. Makes the Chargers tag up. Davis with it. Hands that off. Then it's put down the ice. We're going to have an icing call here. And the whistle goes with 10:08 to go in the first period. Chargers start a little slow. They came across, was it the Beast? No, Beast was the second game. I think they only won by 1, but ever since the Chargers have had victories by 2 to 3 or more goals. Chargers come away with the puck in their own zone. Let's put out to center. Jolicoeur Gagnon is going to pick that up. Takes that into the corner. Met by number 2. Chargers steal it back. It's going to be put back to the point. Number 5 takes a shot. Lee with the save. Still available. Puck put wide. DeWalt goes to the far side. It skips past Jolicoeur Gagnon. Tureen battles against. Gets it up to Seaman. Seaman stripped to the puck at center. Good stick there by DeWalt. He's going to try and chase that up in the Chargers zone. Chargers 5 foot up. Here's Seaman. Back to the point for Taylor. Taylor, there's a shot that's blocked in traffic. Seaman picks it up on the near side. Stolen back by the Chargers. Dumped into the Crusher's zone. Wide of the net. Jolicoeur Gagnon picks it up, puts it in the feet of Taylor. Taylor seems to be having a little trouble getting it going this morning. Chargers take that back into their own zone. Ryan Hart's going to put the pressure on them. Skating away from the pressure is Simmons. That's thrown out in front, and the Crushers get their first good chance of the game. Shot there by DeWalt. But but Noel making the stop for the Chargers with 8:56 to go in the first period. Crushers have the puck. Gray directs that down low. It's going to be picked up by number 8 of the Chargers. Up to 17. Drops that back. Now comes back to 17 on the far side. He steps into the Crusher zone. Drops it back for number 21. Down to 17 again. That backhand shot will go out of play. And we'll reset in the Crusher zone with 8:35 to go. That didn't hit anybody. That should come out. That didn't hit anybody. That was straight out. Oh, I'm going to be a little testy today, aren't I? Face-off is in the Crusher zone. 8:35 to go in the first period. Chargers come away with the draw. Low shot. Lee with the save. It's on the goal line, but Lee is going to reach back and put a stop to the play. Face off near side in the Crusher zone. Crushers win the draw. Lidovchenko behind the net. Far side looking for James. That's cut off. James gets it back to the line, but not out. Sent down low. Lidovchenko on the near side. His outlet pass knocked down. Chargers pick it up behind the net. Comes over to Peterson Shaw. Over to Haynes. Chargers steal it back. Comes into the slot. Staying at home was Peterson Shaw, and he's going to wheel that out of the zone. Can get her across center. Haynes, though, follows it up. Resets in his own zone. Over to James. James flips that to the open side to Taylor. Taylor with it. Moves it up the ice, looking for DeWalt. Loses it in the feet. 6 takes that away. Over to number 22 on the far side. That's chipped off his skit. James up to Haynes. Haynes coming up the left side. Caught from behind. Peterson Shaw couldn't quite catch up to it. Put to the far side where 22 picks that up for the Chargers. Nice pass up to number 19 through the skates of the Crushers. Very nice shot, and Lee will take that save. And we'll get a stop here with 7:19 left in the first period. Draw will be on the far side in the Crusher zone. Chargers win it. Have it below the goal line. Stuffed back down low again. Kicked away by Jolicoeur Gagnon. Comes loose for DeWalt. DeWalt up to Black. Black. He's going to take it up the right wing. Gets that into the zone. Loses control of the puck. Number 2, Boyd, finds the loose biscuit. Starts behind his own net. Boyd up the ice. That's going to skip past his intended target. Right onto the stick of Jolicoeur Gagnon. Near side looking for Stoika. Stoika chops that out to center. Now it comes back to Gray. Gray trying to go to the far side. We'll have an icing call here. And time stops with 6:43 to go in the first period. Crushers started a little slow. They seem to be slowly building up, but they haven't kicked it into high gear yet. Can they start with this draw in their defensive zone? Face off far side in the Crusher zone. Chargers win it. Here's a low shot. Kicked away by Lee. At least he's engaged in the game. Wilton, far side. That's cut off by the Chargers number 8. Comes loose for number 17. Goes to the far side. Back to number 9. And in front, 21 couldn't tap that home. Puck comes up the near side. Number 4 puts that down low. That is going to go out. And we'll have a face-off in the Crusher zone with 6:18 to go in the first period. Reinhardt taking the draw against Constant. Goes in the feet. Low shot. Lee with the save. Puck still available. Now it's swept over to the near boards. 4 chips that into the corner. Lidovchenko gets it. Sends it down low. Intercepted by number 9. Number 17 takes a shot. Lee with the save. Followed up. Comes to the near side. Seaman is going to bounce that off the boards. Held in at the far point by number 8. He flips that into the zone. That's going to be put out by Utley. Chargers number 4 puts that back in the Crusher zone. 17 holds the line, chips it into the near boards, goes to chase it. Utley engages with him, put down low. Tureen takes that into the corner. They're going to battle for it near side of the Crusher zone. Comes up the boards. Chargers keep that in the zone. 21 flips that to the far side. Lidovchenko picks that up. Over to Utley. Utley up to Cox. Cox looking for Tureen. It's behind him, but it's going to bounce into the Chargers zone. Number 8. Over to number 9, far side for number 4, brings that in. 22 takes a shot. Lee with the save. Big rebound, goes behind the net, stuffed on the near side. Lee makes another stop. Loose puck goes over to the near boards, into the slot, broken up by the Crushers. Reimat was almost off to the races. Number 6 gambled and just barely won that interaction. Puck comes out to center. Number 20 with it for the Chargers. Flipped on the far boards. Utley picks it up. Flips it. That's knocked down into the zone. DeWald over to Lidovchenko. Puts that out to center. Chargers pick it back up just outside of their zone. Now they're coming back into the Crusher side. In front, looking for 20. That was prevented by a stick check from Lidovchenko. Crushers get the puck out to center. Number 3 with it for the Chargers. Up to number 19 on the near side. High shot, Lee with the save. And we'll get a stop in play with 4:18 left in the first period. Chargers jumped out to an early lead. Only took them a few minutes into the first period to put one on the board. But the Crushers starting to warm up here in the game. Although it's 19-1 for the Chargers on the shot clock. Turned up the ice. James going to take that up the right side. He has a chance here. James backhand. That goes wide. James picks it back up. Goes into the near corner. It's fed to the far side. Chip back. Broken up by Haynes. Haynes comes in. There's a shot. That's blocked in traffic. Chargers moving that up the ice. Right side to number 20. Good stick by Jolicoeur Gagnon. Puts that in the corner. Peterson Shaw follows it up. Over to James. Cross ice pass. Jolicoeur Gagnon. Hangs onto it. Now it's chipped back into the Crushers zone. Taylor's going to pick that up. Taylor, C-space. He's going to wheel it himself. Comes up the right side. Sends that back to Stoika. Stoika's shot. Muffed on it. Chargers moving that up the ice. 3-on-1 back the other way. Comes to the right side. Number 5 with a shot. That is over the shoulder of Lee. And into the back of the net. It's 2-0 for the Chargers with 3:14 left in the first period. Quick transition by the Chargers. And they move the puck over to the near side. And the rip just over the Crushers goaltender and makes it a 2-0 game. Stoika takes that into the zone. Chargers turn it back out. Chargers near side. Dumped in. Lee with it. Sets that up for Gray. Gray behind the net. Hangs onto it. Flipped over to Stoika. Stoika to Reinhardt. Reinhardt going to the far side, trying to get it up to Black. Delayed offside indicated. Black has that. He's going to come up the middle with it. Comes over to the left side. Black comes in. Oh, he's hooked on the play. Earns a penalty. Tries to send that down low. And the whistle will go here with 2:39 to go in the first period. Crushers going to have a power play here late in the first. Hooking is the call, on the Chargers. Let's see here. Chargers number 10. Lorenzo into the box for 2 minutes for hooking, called with 2:39 to go in the first period. Crushers win the draw. Green back to the point. Wilton tries to keep that in. It hops up in the air, and the Chargers going to move that into the Crushers zone. Number 9, backside, 21 takes a shot. Lee with the save. Puck still available. That comes over to the near side. Pick it up, boys. Let's go. There's another penalty coming to the Chargers. Treen goes to the far side. Reinhardt, 5 spaces on the far side. Treen comes in, the slap shot, and the one-timer kicked away by Noel. Goes into the corner. The whistle's going to go here. And we have play stop with 2:03 to go in the second period. The first period, sorry. And we're going to put him into the box. It's 4 minutes. Charging here. So an extended power play for the Crushers. It's going to be a 5-on-3 for 125. Oh, they only give him a 2-minute penalty here. Face-off will be on the near side in the Chargers zone. Wilton. Far side for Utley. Down low for Reinhardt. In front, James tries to chip that. It's just poked past the post. Wilton on the near side. Whistle goes here as the net has come off. Face-off will be on the near side in the Chargers zone. Crushers win it. James, point for Utley. Utley fires that. Easy save for Noel. Saw that the whole way. Face-off going to be on the far side in the Crusher or in the Chargers zone. Crushers win it. Reinhardt, Utley, near side. Wilton fires that in front. James with the shot followed up. Another chance for James. He couldn't get the shot to go. DeWalt chips that over to James. James hangs on to it. And the net has come off again. Face off near side in the Chargers zone. Crushers have it. James for Utley. Utley, there's a shot. That is just over the crossbar. It's going to roll back to Wilton. Over to Utley. Down low for Reinhardt. Reinhardt hanging on to it. There's a shot. Noel with the save. Rebound comes up the boards. Wilton sends it down to DeWalt. Comes back to Wilton. Up high for Utley. Over to Reinhardt. Reinhardt. James with the shot. 2, 3 chances. Chargers going to get a hold of that and float that down the ice. Lee sets that up for his team. Gets it over to Utley. 15 seconds left in the first penalty to the Chargers as Wilton wheels it to the far side. Gets that into the zone. Not deep, though. Comes out to center. 5 seconds left in the first penalty. Over to James. Sends that to the open ice. Off the box comes number 10. Chips that into the zone. And James will get that out to center. Chargers dump that back in. Less than 30 seconds to go in the first period. Utley with it. Over to Reinhardt. Reinhardt. He's going to head up the ice with urgency now. Steps into the zone. Drops that back for James. James, long shot to Noel. Noel will make that. And we'll get a stop with 14 seconds to go in the first period. The draw will be on the far side in the Chargers zone. Crushers have it. Back to the point for Gray. Gray slides that over the near side, but it bounces out of the zone. Taylor back to Gray. Over to Peterson-Shaw. Peterson-Shaw walking that in. Can't get the shot to go. Here's Taylor with it. And that will do it for the first period. We head into the first intermission. The Chargers are up 2-0 on the Crushers. Chargers have killed off all their penalties. They're back to full strength when we get back here for the second period. All right, here we go. Getting ready for the second period. Chargers out in front, 2-0 on the Crushers. Shots on goal after the first period, 22-9 in favor of the Chargers. Crushers with the puck. Lidovchenko over to James. He's stopped coming into the zone. Chargers send that to the far side. Taking it back into their own zone. Simmons up the boards to Boyd. Stopped by James. James steals it for the Crushers. Gets that back to Lidovchenko. Slid down, comes into the slot. Oh, James has it come to his far side as Haynes makes the pass. Chargers moving that up the near side. Here comes number 8 into the Crushers zone. Into the slot. There's a shot. Lee with the save. Rebound goes over the near side. Utley picks it up. Stretches that down to DeWald. DeWald, far side, looking for Haynes. Haynes fires that. That comes off the side of the net. Chargers pick it up. Stretch that back to the point. Gray keeps that in, sends it down to DeWald. It hops off his stick. Haynes with it. Throws that into the slot, and that is going to end up all the way back in the Crushers zone. Over to Reinhardt, looking for Stoika. That's going to come back out to center. Reinhardt, over to Gray. Chipped over to the near side of the Crushers zone. Chargers in possession. Sent down low. 17, picks it up. Wheels to the far side. Taylor flips that out in front. That's knocked down by Black. Feeds Stoika, and it's just past him. Stoika, though, chips it away from Pritchard. And two bodies collide in the near boards. It's going to come back to the point. Taylor with it. In front, chipped by Black. Saved by Knoll. Battle for it on the near boards. Black keeps that in. Only for a second, though, and then it's bounced out to center. 17, Taylor takes that in the left side, rolls that around the board. Stoika with it, over to Reinhardt. Reinhardt coming towards the net. Low shot kicked away by Knoll. Stoika keeps that in the zone. Stoika looking for Reinhardt. It's behind him. Over to the near boards. Reinhardt tried to bring it off the boards. He is slashed on the play. Here comes the Chargers into the Crusher zone. 9 with a shot. Lee with the save. And Constant will get the puck back. Centering pass, broken up by the Crushers, and it bounces out to center. Sent to the far side for Davis. Gets that into the Crusher zone. It rolls towards Lee. Lee decides to hang on to it with 12:19 left in the second period. Face-off will be on the far side in the Crusher zone. Peterson Shaw wins it for the Crushers, gets it over to Lidovchenko. He takes that behind the net, harder on the boards. That's going to be cut off by number 10, Lorenzo. Battle for it in the corner again. Peterson Shaw wins that battle. He's going to wheel it out. Wanted to go to the far side. Gets it to Seaman. Seaman takes that in the zone. Had Karina on the right side. Decides to take a high shot. Peterson Shaw in the corner with it. Flip to the open wing. Where Rick Kosh takes that out. Chopped at the line. Seaman almost kept it in. Tureen gets it. Chargers have that at center. Flip to the open side. Lidovchenko there first. Looking for Peterson Shaw. It's turned over at center again. Put into the Crusher zone. Utley with it. Looking for Tureen. He chops that down, but is picked up by Simmons. Comes over to Weber. Back to Simmons. Back to Weber on the near side. He's going to roll that down the middle. Pass to the right side to Raffle. Turned over in the Crusher zone. Reinhardt looking for Treen. Bounces around. Comes over to Seaman. Seaman puts that on the stick of number 5. Ridderkirch. And it's put into the Crusher zone. Lee uses the boards. Puts it around to the far side. That's going to be picked up by Weber and held in the Crusher zone. Bounces through the slot over to the near boards. Utley with it. Looking for Cox. Held in at the point. Dumped down low. Number 2, Boyd picks that up. Ooh, a shot from a sharp angle, but Lee able to catch that, and we'll stop play here with 10:34 to go in the second period. Puck's dropped in the Crusher zone. Chargers have it at the point. Number 4 takes a shot. It's off the glove of Lee. Cox picks it up. Flips that into the neutral zone. Reimat chips that forward. Simmons takes Reimat towards the far side. Reimat comes away with it. Down low for Haynes. Over to Wilton. Wilton's shot. Oh, and Cox has the puck bounce on him. He had the open side. 15. Lamont takes that into the Crusher zone. Feeds that through the slot. Bounces back to the point for Pritchard. There's a shot on net. Lee with the save. Pritchard follows it up. Another one onto Lee, and that is going to bounce just past Lee and into the back of the net. It's 3-0 for the Chargers with 9:49 to go in the second period. Lee made the first one, and then it just bounces over him as the Chargers get to the rebound before the Crushers can. Ready to go at center. Crushers with it. Haynes takes that to the outside. Feeds that in the slot, taken away by the Chargers. Stretch to the far side. Icing called with 9:38 to go in the second. Face off near side in the Chargers zone. Taylor with it. That is fired just wide. Jolicoeur Gagnon at the far point. Down low. Hard bounce off the boards. Poked away by Knoll. Chargers move that up the ice. Lamont. Far side. Low shot. Lee. Oh, and it comes just past him. Just got underneath the arm and it rolls across the goal line. 4-0 Chargers. 9:17 to go in the second period. Chargers win the draw. Near side for number 17. Up to number 9, Constant. Back to 17. Oh, that was just a pinpoint shot. Makes it past the Crusher goaltender, and it's 5-0 for the Chargers. Timeout called by the Crushers. Here we go, ready at center again. Crushers win it. Put it over to the near boards. Peterson Shaw. Tried to put it in, but it bounces back. Utley dumps that into the Chargers zone. Lidovchenko tries to go to the outside. Chargers pick that up. Offside called here as they enter the zone. Play stops. 8:47 left in the second period. Pucks drop. Chargers have it. Moving that into the near side of the Crushers zone. It's cut off the boards. Black puts that down low for Wilton. Wilton battles back to the corner. Black with it. It's fed to the far corner again. Wilton picks that up, puts that off the glass, held in at the point. Comes down low, and Lee will make the save here. Stopping play with 8:21 to go in the second period. Crushers win the draw in their own zone. Jellicoe over to Taylor. Moves that up to DeWalt. Near side for Tureen. Comes in the slot. Far side, there's a rip. Oh, that is blocked. Battle for it in the corner. Chargers come away with it. Put to the far side. Chargers bring that in the Crushers zone. Lee with the save. Rebound available. Low shot. Lee with another save. It's going to be fed around the boards. Held in by Pritchard at the far side. Jellicoe could get out of the zone. Put down low. Seaman picks that up over to Tureen. Moves that up to DeWalt. DeWalt puts that off a skate. Comes over to the near corner. Stretched from number 8 over to 22. Utley trying to chase him up. 22 low shot. Lee with the save. Play continues. Where's the puck? It's underneath the Charger player. Oh, hooking penalty being called on Utley. Chargers on the power play with 7:22 left in the second period. Chargers move that back to the point. Pritchard. Clemens, back to Pritchard. Put down low, put out in front. Lee with the save. And he'll stop play with 7:10 to go in the second period. Puck put to the far side. Chargers have it. Put over in the near side. Ryman got a stick on it, but it bounces over to number 3, Sherry. He cycles behind the net, sends it up the far side. There's a shot. Lee with the save. That is going to go out of play. We'll reset with 6:50 to go in the second period. .129 left in the Crushers penalty. Chargers have the puck. Low shot. Lee with the save. Face off near side in the Crusher zone. Crushers have it. Taylor off the boards. James knocks his man down. He got the stick in the legs there. And it will be 5-on-3 power play time for the Chargers. 1:15 left in the first Crusher penalty. Timeout for the Chargers, it seems. Face off will be on the near side in the Crushers zone. Chargers win it. Crushers take that into the corner. Haynes is going to put that down the ice. Noel sets that up for Ritkush. Ritkush? Right Ritkush? Right Ritkush. On the far side, number 17 Taylor with it. Cycles over to the near side. Passes that off to Lorenzo. Lorenzo sends that to the right side to number 5. There's a shot. Lee with the save. Makes the second save. Puck goes way up in the air. Ends up behind the net, not in it. Play continues with the Chargers in possession. But over to the near side. Chargers take another shot. Lee with a great glove save there. Then we get a stop with 5:56 to go in the second period. Team is making changes after the whistle here. 35 seconds left in the first Crusher penalty. Chargers still on a 5-3 power play. Puck's dropped. Chargers have it. Pushed away by Stoika. Stoika comes up the right side. Fires that from the blue line right on to Noel. And then we'll go back to defend. 20 seconds left in the first penalty. 17 loses the handle. Goes back to get it. Passed over to number 8, Weber. Weber takes that into the Crushers zone. Feeds that to the far side. Number 9 with it. Constant takes that down low. Tries to center that. Constant picks it back up in the corner. Feeds that out high for Robertson. It comes away. Peterson Shaw back on the ice. And the Crushers have killed off one of their penalties. Chargers take it into their own zone. Stoika on the forecheck. Put over the near side to number 8, Weber. Weber sends that across the ice to Kudrin. Tried to put that in front, looking for Constant. That's kicked away. Constant with it. Near boards. Back to the point to Weber. Put down low. Gray's going to get a hold of that. Puts that off the boards, but it's knocked down by the Chargers. Walked in. Lee with the save. Gray picks it up, puts it behind the net. And the Crushers back to full strength. Shot wide from the point, rolls up. Peterson Shaw throws that into the middle. That's knocked down by number 8, Weber. Handed back to Simmons on the far side. Weber picks it back up. Weber tries to go into the middle, toe drag. That's poked away by Lee. Weber throws that through traffic. It's off the skate of Gray and into the near corner. Cycle to the far side. Put out high. Black-red that was chips that into the neutral zone. Comes back into the Crusher zone. Gray with it. Over to Lidovchenko to the outside to Black. DeWalt tries to chase it up. Comes over to Black. Black with the shot. Trying to find Peterson Shaw in front. That bounces over to the near boards. Chargers move that up the ice. Here they come into the Crusher zone. Robertson with it. Puck leaves his stick. Jaliku Gagnon takes him into the boards. Robertson gets it back. Back to the point to Kusheri. Challenged by Reinhardt. Taylor with it for the Crushers. Stolen back by Robertson. Robertson carries that down low. That comes through the slot. Black's going to feed it up to Reinhardt. Reinhardt comes up the near side. Tried to cut in, but Kusheri directs it to the boards. Put behind the net to the far side. Jaliku Gagnon sends that down low. Reinhardt couldn't keep it on his stick. Taylor with a shot right on to Canal. That's going to be put down the ice. We'll have an icing call here with 2:56 to go in the second period. Crushers kill off a series of penalties and then start coming back with a little bit of offense of their zone. Earn themselves an offensive zone face-off. Reinhardt's going to take it for the Crushers. Chargers able to move it out of the zone. Sewell, right side. In front looking for Boyd. That's going to be just in front of him. And Lee will make the stop here. And we'll get a face-off in the Crusher zone with 2:45 to go in the second period. Chargers tip it down low. Crushers pick it up. Lidovchenko over to the near side. Cut off by number 11, Siebel. Bounces back to Utley. Utley waiting for the play to open up. Tries to put it to the near side. That's knocked down in the zone. It's going to go around the boards to the far side. Lidovchenko up to Seaman. He kicks that out to center. Followed up. Seaman steals it back. Taken away by Rich Rakush. Utley takes it away from number 5 over to number 10, Lorenzo on the near side. Reinhardt's going to pick that up off the boards to Seaman, up to Tureen. Tureen gets that into the Chargers zone. Lorenzo picks up the loose puck. Stretches that down the ice to Siebel. Siebel coming in all by himself. Lee with the save. He's going to reach out and put a stop to it here. With 1:50 to go in the second period. Another good stop there by Ryder Lee. I'd like to say he's keeping his team in it. He's not playing poorly. I just don't think the Crushers are quite engaged. They've had some lulls. They've also had some peaks. Can't get it past the Charger goaltender so far. Face off near side in the Crusher zone. Chargers have it. Put over in the near side. Reimat pokes that away. Moves it up for DeWalt. That's held in the Crusher zone. Here come the Chargers. Up the near side. Chipped into the corner. Number 9 with it. Chipped to the near boards. Wilton. Shot from number 8. Tipped in front. Number 17. Lee with the save. 17 with another one. Lee with an outstretched save. Comes over the near side. Chargers still battling for it. There's another one that is over the net. Rolls up the boards over the near side. 1 minute to play in the second period. Kicked away by Lee. Gray shovels that into the corner. Thrown out in the slot again. That's going to be cleared away by the Chargers. Crushers, sorry. Crushers. 2-on-1 back the other way. Reimat throws that in front. That's cleared away by Pritchard. Hustling down the ice. Chargers Taylor with it. Tries to outweight Lee. Loses the handle. Goes behind the goal. Tries to move it to the far side. Thrown through the slot. Rolls over to the near boards. Picked up by Kusheri. Comes into the slot. That's going to be cleared away by the Crushers, but not out of the zone. Taylor takes that into the corner. Looking for Haynes to help. Haynes feeds that over to Jalicu Gagnon on the far side. He's just going to put that out to center. We have 6 seconds to go in the period. Near side for Taylor. Fed up. And that will do it for the second period. As we head into the second intermission, it's the Chargers up on the Crushers, 5-0. Take a brief break here, folks. We'll be right back in just a moment. So in this semifinal game, as we get ready for the third period here, the Crushers have a monumental uphill battle. They're down 5 against the Chargers. Chargers are out shooting the Crushers 49-16. Lee, for his part, has had a pretty decent game. Crushers just can't get it past Knoll on the the left side here. Here comes down the ice. Peterson Shaw heading in. Backhand shot, and Cadal makes another solid stop there. Good charge there by the Crushers. Good way to start the third period. Almost the outcome they were looking for off of the stick of Peterson Shaw. Clock stops with a 19:46 left in the third period. Chargers dump that in the far side. Picked up by Rathel. Put out in front. Lee will put a stop to that. Face off far side in the Crusher zone. Chargers have it. Back to the point to number 5. Low shot. Lee with the save. Face off near side in the Crusher zone. Chargers win it. Oh, block for the Crushers. Put that back to the line, but Whitaker keeps that in at the point. Puck spills over to the near boards. Reinhardt, far side looking for Taylor. It skips past him. Back to the point. Stolen by Reinhardt. Reinhardt's going to rush that up the right side. Comes into the middle. Goes back to the right side. Takes that into the corner. And Reinhardt has drawn a penalty. So we'll put the Crushers on the power play with 18:43 to go in the third period. Slashing is the call against Chargers, number 10, Lorenzo. Stoika ejected from the faceoff dot. Placed by Reinhardt. Reinhardt puts that into the corner. Chargers, number 8, Weber gets that. Puts that back to the point. Utley keeps it in, but it bounces away from him. The Chargers pick it back up. Chargers. Robertson comes up the near side. Dumps that below the goal line. Utley picks it up. Over to Reinhardt. Over to Black. Black. Carrying that up the far side. Held up at the line. Sends that back to Utley. Rolls away from Utley. Black steals it back over to Utley, up to Reinhardt. That comes into the Chargers zone. They're going to be picked up by Simmons and fed down the ice. Taylor back to play it for the Crushers. Up to DeWalt. Now to Haynes. Haynes drops that back to Reinhardt. Reinhardt hangs onto it. Fed into the high slot, taken away by the Chargers, and fed down the ice. Lee back to play it. Sets that up for Taylor. Pressure by number 17, Taylor, of the Chargers. Chargers Taylor wins the battle. Crushers Taylor takes Chargers Taylor out of the play. And Haynes has it. Far side for Reinhardt. In front looking for DeWalt. Skips back to Haynes. Haynes down low for Reinhardt. Green setting up in front. Reinhardt keeps possession. Over to Haynes. Back to Reinhardt. That is going to be sent down the ice. Clear in the zone. Lee up to Haynes. 20 seconds left in the Crushers power play. Taken away by the Chargers. There's a low shot. Lee with the save. Haynes picks back up. Stolen back by the Chargers. Taken back into their own zone. Eaton clock. Davis with it. Comes into the Crusher zone. Field behind the net, thrown out in front. Lee will come over and make the stop. .16:32 left in the third period. 5-0 for the Chargers. Chargers take the draw, throw it down low. Crushers get it back. Lidovchenko over to Utley. Utley up to Tureen. Tureen battles, past, and gets it up to Seaman. Seaman tries to make the inside move, picks up the puck, throws that out in front. That's cleared away by number 15, Lamotte. Crushers steal it back. Only for a minute. Here comes the Chargers rushing in. Number 11, see the wall. There's a low shot. That is off of Lee. Stays out. Puck goes into the far corner. Peterson Shaw with it. Knocked down by the Chargers. There's a shot. Lee with the save. Big rebound there. Swept over. Chargers pick it back up. Turn fired. Lee with another save, and then it is off of number 2, Boyd, who bats that out of the air and gives the Chargers a 6-0 lead. .15:43 to go in the third period. Crushers win the draw. Gray over to Wilton. Wilton looking for James. That's tipped in. Icing waved off. Hustling in for it is DeWalt. Haynes in front for James. James got it below the goal line. James keeps fighting for it, though. It's behind the net on the far side. James comes away with it. Good battle there by the KC Journeyman. Now it comes out high. Down low, number 9 with a shot. No, he wanted to feed the far side for Robertson, and it skips past him. Chargers still have it in the Crusher zone. Now it's coughed up. Reinhardt looking for James. That comes out to center. Chargers dump that back in the Crusher zone. Wilton with it. Up the ice to Reinhardt. Hits Haynes in stride. Haynes looking for a trailer. Has to feed that across the ice. Taylor hustles in. Keeps it in the zone. Comes low, past Reinhardt, goes to the far corner for Haynes. Haynes wanted to return it back to Reinhardt, and the Chargers read that. They're going to move it up the ice. Put to the far side for Robertson. Low shot, that is wide. Comes up the near boards. Number 5 with it. Trying to battle in. Oh, put it back against the grain and missed the net. Reinhardt with it. It's caught on the boards, but keeps possession of the puck. Flips that out to center, looking for Stoika. Stoika picks it up, dumps that in the near side. Noel picks it up, hands that over to Lorenzo. Lorenzo moves it back, and it's stretched down the ice to number 22, Rathel. He comes in offside, and the whistle goes with 13:40 to go in the third period. Face off far side, just outside of the Crusher zone. Chargers have it. Davis, near side. Checked off the puck. Lidovchenko ends up with it. Over to Stoika. Stoika centering pass. Block. Chargers get it back. Far side. Blee with the save, and that is going to end up out of play. Off the blocker early and into the spectator netting. Face-off will be on the near side in the Crusher zone. Far side, pardon me, in the Crusher zone. 13:24 to go in the third. Crushers win it. Gray behind the net, over to Wilton. Wilton looking for Stoika. That's intercepted by the Chargers. Crushers get it back. Black up to Wilton. Wilton carries that up the far side. Back for DeWalt. Challenge for it in the corner. Thrown out. Oh, not. Comes back to the boards. Pressure's really battling for it here. Chargers going to come away with it, though. Boyd finds some space up the near side. Stolen back by Peterson Shaw. Back to Lee. Lee gets it behind the net, looking for DeWalt. DeWalt off the boards, looking for Black. Black gets that out to center. Can't move that to the outside. Followed up by DeWalt. DeWalt going out the right side. 2-on-1 back the other way. Peterson Shaw in front. There's a shot. Boyd with this, or Knoll with the save. Oh, and Peterson Shaw absolutely wrecked on the near side. That's going to end up being a penalty, I think. Peterson Shaw smoked on the play. DeWalt in there. Refs trying to figure this one out. Just waiting for the refs to decide what's going on here. Looks like only the Crushers box is open. Oh no, there's a 2-minute charging penalty being called on Chargers. Gonna play 5-on-5. What? 4-on-4? Looks like the Crushers took the additional penalty here. Took 2 penalties, maybe. Nope. So it looks like comes out pretty even, except for DeWalt will be in the box 2 minutes. Maybe for roughing or head contact. Sticking up for Peterson Shaw. Although they'll put Peterson Shaw in the box as well. So with 12:24 to go in the third period, Chargers are on the power play. Shot off the iron, stays out. DeWalt, or Reimat puts that into the skates of the Charger player, but throwing that down the ice is Jalicoux Gagnon. Here come the Chargers. Cross center on the power play. Take it into the Crushers zone. Constant with it. Throws that into the corner to Robertson. Back to Constant. To the point. Weber. Over to Constant. Low shot. Lee with the save. Rebound available. Jalicoux Gagnon can't get it out. Gets it up to Seaman though, and Seaman whips on the exit. Follows it up. Jalicoux Gagnon will now send it down the ice. Pedal wanted to move it quickly. 1:05 to go in the Charger power play. Moved over to the near side to Robertson. He takes that into the zone. Drops that back to Sherry. Over to Robertson. Tried to go back door to Constant. He has to pick it up in the corner. Low shot. Lee with the save. Rebound. Put over to the near side. Picked up by Sherry. Over to Robertson. There's a shot. Lee with the save. Rebound goes to the far corner. 35 seconds to go in the Charger power play. Back door. That falls off the stick of Sherry. Chargers keep possession, and then they send it out in front. Bounces off a skate. And putting an end to the play will be Ryder Lee. 10:45 to go in your third period. Chargers in front, 6-0. And they still have 21 seconds left in their power play. Chargers win the draw. Move to the far boards. James engages on the far side. Picked loose. Chargers pick it back up. Tried to drive that down Main Street. And Davis has that fall of his stick, goes to the near boards, and it's picked up by Lorenzo. Lorenzo back to Pressure's back to full strength. Here's Haynes with it. Near side. Peterson Shaw. Can try with this again. Good inside. One man there. Bounces out. Wilton with it. Tries to drive that around the far side. Down low. Chargers get it back. Into the Crusher zone. Trying to drive the net. That's taken away by Wilton. Reverse hit by James, and then he'll pound the player. Well, that's Peterson Shaw into the box. I think he wanted a little bit of revenge here. Face-off will be on the far side in the Crusher zone. Chargers have it. 9:30 to go in the third. Pass to the near side, picked up by Kusheri. Fed behind the net. Taylor blocks that. Chargers get it back. Put back to the point. Far side for Pritchard. Throws that in the slot. Knocked down. Chargers get it. Tried to jam that in front. Crushers put that to the line. Knocked down, though, by Pritchard. Far side for the Chargers. That's through the slot. That bounces out to center. Pritchard with it. Far side for Boyd. Broken up at center by Stoika. Reinhardt steals it. Comes in the near side. And that is taken away from him. Crushers get fresh bodies on the ice. Lidovchenko gets it. And that will be put down the ice. Canola out to play. 50 seconds left in the Charger power play. Chargers starting behind their own net. Fed up to number 8. Gets in the zone, near side. There's a low shot off the side of the net. Lidovchenko gets it out to center. Taylor sends that back to Simmons. Over to Taylor. Up the ice to Rikush. Trailer is number 17, Taylor. There's a shot that is wide of the mark. Near side for the Chargers. It's fed out high. Crushers have killed off their penalty. Black takes his man into the boards. Utley tries to move that out to center. It's knocked down at the line. Lidovchenko, far side for Utley. Over to Reimat. Reimat puts that off the man and down the ice, clearing the zone. Cox with it. Backhand shot, just wide. It was given up by Canal down low. Cox. Just on the backhand, couldn't fire it towards the net. James with it. His shot blocked. Far side for the Chargers. Held in by Haynes. Chargers going to pick that back up and wheel that into the Crusher zone. 6:45 to go in the third period. Comes over to the near side. Wheeled behind the net by Taylor. Hangs onto it. Looking for a trailer. That's blocked by James. Haynes looking for James. That is stolen back by number 10, Lorenzo. There's a shot on to Lee, and Lee make the save here. With 6:28 to go in the third period. Face off far side in the Crusher zone. Crushers come away with it. Taylor up the boards between. Green throws that off the glass, tries to chase it up. Will it be icing? Icing waved off. Warm ice here slows that up. Number 10, Lorenzo with it. Wheels to the near side. Off the boards. That's down the ice. Lee keeps it alive. Sends it for Taylor. Taylor flips that into the near corner. Chargers steal it in the Crusher zone. Crushers get it back. Reinhardt. Taylor on the far side. Up to Tureen. That's chipped off the boards. Siemens going to pick it up on the right side. Tries to drive it towards the net. Low shot. Knoll with the save. Tureen picks it up. Tried to hand that off to Jolly Couganiel. That was read by number 20. He's going to Kidurana. His shot blocked by Lee. Chipped into the Charger zone. 5:30 to go in the third. Puck put down the far boards. Stolen back by DeWalt. Over to Lidovchenko. Lidovchenko up to Stoika. Stoika upset at center. In front, Black with the backhand shot, and it's off. Off of Canol. And, oh, we lost that camera. That's too bad. Black with an excellent chance there, sitting on the goal line. But Canol makes the stop. Or no. Had some extra time here. I guess the camera's run out of battery. $5:13 to go in the third period. Lidovchenko with the puck. Sends that over to Stoika. Stoika back to Lidovchenko. Down to Stoika. Skips past DeWalt. Over to Black on the far side. Comes over to DeWalt. Utley. There's a slap shot right onto Canal. Black trying to battle for it in front. And Knoll will make the stop with 4:55 to go in the third. Chargers win the draw. They move it behind the net over to the near side. That's cut off by Stoika. Chargers going to wheel it out, though. Put up the near side into the Crusher zone. Lee with the stop. He'll make the save here. And play stops with 4:38 to go in the third period. Face-off won by the Chargers. Wilton throws that to the far side looking for James. Held in at the far point by Pritchard. Crushers come away with that. Here's James coming up the right side. James in. Backhand shot. That's it. Landon James puts the Crushers on the board with 4:22 to go in the third period. And we just need 5 more. Puck's dropped at center. Crushers have that in their own zone. Wilton, near side. That's cut off. Wilton sends it back, though. Peterson Shaw over to James. Stolen back by the Chargers. But to the open side. Here come the Chargers. Low shot by number 9, Constant. And Lee will make the stop here. And 4 minutes left in the third period. Face off near side in the Crusher zone. Crushers trying to jam that up. Wilton, extra effort, gets it out. And then it's put into the Chargers zone. First one, too, is Weber. Hard around the boards, cut off by Peterson Shaw on the near side. His centering pass broken up by the Chargers, and they're going to wheel it down the ice. Constant takes that in the near side, throws that in front, broken up by Gray. James breaks up the centering pass. Chargers keep possession, though. Fed into the open side. There's a shot. Lee with the save. Far side. Oh, and that is going to be a rifled in. Picked up on the far side by the Chargers, and they go up 7-1. Goal comes 3:24 left in the third period. Chargers rushing right back into the pressure zone. Lee with the save. Puck available behind the net. Goes to the far side. Sent back to the point. Lorenzo couldn't get the stick on it and rolls back into the Chargers zone. 3 minutes to go in the third. Jalicu Gagnon ships that up near center, but it's knocked down by number 22, Rathel. Taken towards the net. Lee with the save there. 2:45 left in your third period. Running out of time here on the ice slot. So we're into run time. Shot. Whoa. Lee makes the save. Challengers get it back. Chargers, sorry, get it back. Put to the far side. Good run. Chargers number 10 with it. Stolen by Tureen. It's taken down on the play. And into the box will go Lorenzo. 2:07 to go in the third period. Crusher's going to be on the power play here. Crushers win the draw. Wilton, right side for Gray. Gray looking for DeWalt. DeWalt steps in the slot, but it hops away from him. Chargers move that down the ice. Offside called here as Boyd steps in. .153 to go in the third period. DeWalt wins it for the Crushers. Gets it over to Wilton. Looks for Seaman. Seaman drops that back for Wilton. DeWalt with it. Steps in the slot. There's a shot off the blocker of Noel. Wilton keeps that in the zone. Wilton, right side for Gray. Low shot, chipped by Seaman. That will end up out of play. Got to stop here with 1:21 to go in the third period. Face off near side in the Charger zone. I don't know what we're waiting for. Stoika wins that. Peterson Shaw back to the point. Jalicu Gagnon, and his shot blocked en route to the net. Chargers clear the zone. Here's Lee with it. Over to Taylor. Taylor trying to move it to the far side. To Black. Black takes that up the right wing. Drops that back for Peterson Shaw. Back to Black. Black Backdoor looking for Stoika. And the net has come off once again on the left side of the screen. 49 seconds left in the third period. Chargers win the draw. Crushers get it back, though. Oh, Chargers get it back themselves. Now they're going to rush it out. It's put down low in the Crushers zone. Crushers come away with it. Black with it, looking for Stoika. Chargers find that in their own zone, move that down the ice. Taylor over to Jolicoeur Gagnon. He's going to rush that in. Fired wide. Black picks it up, puts it down low. 7 seconds to go in the game. Icing called here. They'll just run the time out, and that will do it. Chargers earn their spot in the Stampede Challenge final, which will be played at 3 o'clock at 7 Chiefs. Crushers do play one more time today. Bronze medal match, 2:45 at 7 Chiefs. Tough one for the Crushers. Never really got it going. There were flashes, but consistency, they never could get the first game of the day going for them. All through the tournament. All 3 initial games every day come out with losses. But if we're going with consistency, they have great afternoon games. Something positive to look forward to this afternoon. They won, let's see here, Friday afternoon and Saturday evening. And let's see what they can do Sunday afternoon here to cap off their tournament. Good luck to the Chargers in the final here. And we'll see you back here live at 2:45 from 7 Chiefs. Working the camera was Andrew Lidovchenko. My name is Curtis Bykuski. It's been a pleasure, folks. We will see you this afternoon. Go Crushers, go.